In this video, I'm going to talk about the most difficult decision I made as a product manager and how I went about making that decision. Back to Early Salary, the fintech mobile app that I went ahead and launched. I joined the company in mid-January, and the company had already confirmed a date with the board that they would be launching the mobile app on February 23rd. The first day when I was there, I was interacting with multiple stakeholders, trying to understand what exactly the mobile app is that they have envisioned so far. What are the different features that are going to be there? How are different processes going to work? And one thing that I realized on the first day that kind of also disturbed me was that most of them spoke about the same processes and same product features at a high level. But when I was asking them for specific follow-on questions or trying to understand or ask any follow-up question, at times people would give me very different responses. And so the second day, because on the first day chat papers were not available, I started drawing detailed process map diagrams of what exactly the process is going to be and how the product features are going to be. And I couldn't do that by myself. And I slowly started inviting different stakeholders into the meeting room one by one and trying to help me complete the process map diagram that I was having. And soon everyone else started realizing along with me that the process, the product features that we had in our minds were quite incomplete, quite fuzzy, and that there was a lot more area of work that needed to be done. So this was a realization that we got in mid-January, and on February 23rd, the mobile app had to be launched. So started working backwards and trying to identify what are all the different features that needed to be worked upon still, and trying to estimate the amount of time that would be required to complete the build for all those projects. Looking at that, it was very certain to us that we were not in a position to launch the mobile app by February 23rd, at least with the level of controls and features that we would want to have on the mobile app. What I started doing was I asked the C-suite of the company to try to check with the board and try to postpone the launch date. And in the meantime, I started looking at, is there a possible way in which we could launch a mobile app, a very scrappy version of the mobile app, and just get it to market to like just test and see whether the product was still good, whether customers really like this product, whether there's actually a need for this product, and how we could get further belief before we could go about and build a product for which we thought we needed 2x more time to build and launch the product. The C-suite came back that the board didn't agree to launch the product anytime further than February 23rd, and we went ahead and grew our engineering team from 10 members to 30 members in a week's time by getting a lot of them on a contract basis. So working with a 30-member technology team, I started looking at a very scrappy manner of what should be the very minimalistic product features that would be required and trying to just build those aspects to go ahead and launch the most scrappy version possible. The engineering team was not feeling very comfortable with going ahead and launching this app because one of the promises that we were making to customers, if you remember from my previous videos, is that we would transfer money to them in seconds, if not in minutes. And so trying to have these automated controls through which money would get dispersed was something that a lot of young tech employees were feeling really scared to do. And so just looking back at how we could go about having very minimalistic features and how we could possibly have a manual way in which we could disperse the money, I started working at a workaround and I presented this to the C-suite and I told them that this is exactly what we could do. And CFO was happy to jump in and say that, okay, worst case if it is required, I'm happy to sit in the bank every day and just sit and transfer money from to the customers that you asked me to do. Just tell me the amount and the bank account of the customer and I'll go ahead and do that. So went ahead, launched the mobile app. The app released as a beta version of the app for over 30 days. And then after that, we removed the beta version once a lot of testing and bugs were completed. There was a lot of chaos, a lot of processes were manually being created. Just to give an example, the loan agreement that each customer would sign was being prepared by a mail merge on Microsoft Word. And a lot of engineers didn't know how to use Word and how to use mail merge. And so that was some training as well that I had to provide. But looking back, that was one of the most hectic, time consuming, stressful periods that I had in my life. But having an ideology of just getting up and running, launching a very scrappy version of the app, testing it out and checking and seeing whether it really works and whether it's good, helped us to launch the app much before any competitors could come and occupy the space, and get in a lot of customers and wonderful media attention because we had launched a first of its kind mobile app in India.